Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Football season is back. Go Bears. And that means people are tailgating, home gating, doing all sorts of different gatings. Now, one of my favorite things to make before Bears games are grilled wings. And I like to finish them off with my homemade garlic parm sauce. Now, there's a bunch of different recipes and methods for making garlic parm wings, but there is a trick to getting that sauce just right. And I'm going to share it with you today. It's a two-step process, so let's get to it. To start, I'm going to season and prep my chicken wings. So these are already pre-cut. So these are known as party wings. So you have the drums, you have the flats. You can also buy these whole, like the full 3-piece wing. And I've got a full video on how to grill the perfect chicken wing, so you can always reference that. But for this video, we're using these party wings. Now, normally I like to coat these with a little olive oil before I season them. But the other day we smoked a whole brisket for another video. So instead, I'm going to use some of that rendered fat, this beef tallow, as the binder for my wings. So I'm just going to pour this right over the wings. We'll see, I've never done this before. I think it should give it more of that nice savory flavor. And because this was smoked, or this fat was rendered down on the smoker, it has that nice smoky flavor already. So we'll see how it's going to come out on these wings. Now, the idea here is that it's going to help the seasoning stick to the outside, plus it will help the skin crisp up a little bit. And this smells, it smells like a smoked brisket already. So I think these will be pretty good. For the seasoning, I'm going with my all-purpose rub. It's kind of a classic barbecue seasoning, perfect for pretty much anything and really good on wings. Salt, pepper, garlic. Just gonna toss these guys around a little bit, make sure each piece is evenly coated. We'll go with a little bit more. You don't need a whole lot of seasoning since we're doing the garlic parm sauce at the end, but a good base will definitely help the flavor and just will help keep everything nice and balanced. So I think that looks pretty good right there. Let's put these off to the side and let's go fire up the grill. For this cook, using the trusty Weber kettle to make my wings. To start the grill, I like using this chimney starter. Goes right in the grill. I'm gonna fill it up with our charcoal. There we go. I am all out of my starters, so here's a little trick. If you don't have starter cubes, just take a paper towel and hit it with a little oil. Like this. There we go. And I'm gonna put this chimney right over the top. So as the paper towel burns, it's going to ignite the coals, get them nicely lit. It's going to take about 10 minutes or so. So we'll be back once that's ready and we'll get the wings on. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. Charcoal is lit about halfway up the chimney, which is looking pretty good to me. So just dump it all on one side of the grill. I'm just going to move all these coals directly to one side, because the idea here is that I'm going to cook my wings on the indirect heat side of the grill. So that's the side that does not have the charcoal. The temp is going to be between 350 to 375 or so. That's a great temperature for cooking wings. It's going to get the skin nice and crispy and it's not going to burn it. Let's get these wings on. Whew. I mean, look at that. They smell so good. Can't get over that smoked brisket smell on these. This one's got a little flabby skin. That's okay. We'll put it right over here and just kind of put them right here on the indirect heat side. I'm going to flip and rotate them throughout the cook. So just want to make sure there's enough space in between each one. And this tallow solidified a little bit in the container. That's okay. Hey, we're learning. I've never tried this method before, so we'll see how it's going to come out. But wings are on. I'm going to put the cover right on top. Now, when you close your grills and you have the dual zone set up with the hot side and the cool side, make sure your vents are directly over the food. So just like this. So the idea is that as that coal is burning and that heat is escaping, it's going to travel over the food and out these vents. And I'm going to keep these about a quarter of the way open to keep that temperature under control. Like I said, you want to keep it under 400 so the wings don't burn, but they still get nice and crispy. While the wings are cooking, let's get started on the garlic parm sauce. So like I said before, this is a two-step process to get the sauce just right. When I used to make these before, my sauce, the garlic parm sauce, always came out kind of slimy. Like when the Parmesan melted, the flavor was there, but the texture, the consistency was a little bit off. So to get around that, if you do the two-step process, like I'm going to show you now, you get the perfect consistency and flavor garlic parm sauce. Into your bowl, I'm first going to go with about a half a cup of mayo. Next, I'm going to go with a splash of apple cider vinegar. It's going to give a little tanginess and acidity to our sauce. A little bit more, okay? And third, let me move this spoon out of here. Third, we've got our fresh Parmesan cheese. So if you're going to do this at home, try to grate your own. It's going to come out much better than if you buy the prepackaged stuff. And we're just going to start grating this. We're going to start grating this down. Oh my gosh, what is going on with this? This keeps breaking off. Okay, let's try again. and just start grating down this Parmesan cheese, and I'm gonna go pretty heavy with it. It's going to be about a half a cup or so of cheese. You want this base for our sauce to be nice and thick with Parmesan. So if you think you have enough, grate a little bit more. Okay, so 3 ingredients for the base: mayo, apple cider vinegar, and fresh Parm. Okay, let's give that a mix and see how we are looking. Yeah, definitely need a lot more Parmesan. You want to see those the texture of that Parm in the mayo after you mix it up. So let's go a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So here, check this out, so you can see kind of what you're going for. You can see that Parmesan in that mayo get nice and thick. Let's do a little taste test. Oh yeah, rich and creamy from the mayo. Taste a lot of that Parmesan. Just a little tanginess and acidity from the apple cider vinegar. So this is part 1 of the garlic parm sauce. So this is ready. I'm going to put this off to the side. Now for part 2, and this is the part that I'm going to put on the grill to warm up, is also very easy. Just a couple ingredients. So first up, I've got a whole stick of butter. Next, I've got plenty of garlic. You want to go with quite a bit of garlic here to really give it that good garlicky flavor after we mix the sauce with the mayo base. Remember, it's a garlic parm sauce, so you need a lot of parm and a lot of fresh garlic. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we've got butter, we've got the garlic. Next, I'm gonna go with just a little bit of a crushed red pepper. This needs a little bit of heat to balance everything out, plus some more of my all-purpose seasoning, right? So that's the salt, pepper, garlic, a little more garlic, and that is the base, or the second part, for the garlic parm sauce. I'm gonna put this on the grill when the wings are almost done, and once the butter melts, I'm going to mix it with the garlic, the pepper, the seasonings, and I'm going to pour this into our mayo base to make the perfect garlic parm sauce. It's been about 25 minutes. Let's take a look at our wings. Ooh, look at that. Oh, they're looking great. Nice color on that skin. So I'm just going to flip these guys over. Just going to rotate them again so they cook evenly. Oh yeah, these are almost ready too. The cooking time at this temperature, it takes between 35 minutes to an hour. A lot of it will depend on the size of your wings and how meaty they are. These were a little bit smaller, so they're gonna cook faster. All right, cover back up and continue on. All right, wings are almost ready, so let's put the butter, garlic, and seasoning mixture. I'm gonna put this directly over the coals, get that butter melted, and then finish these guys off. Wings are done, so I'm gonna pull these guys off. Just put them into my bowl, and I'm going to toss them in the sauce right in here. Look at that. Look how beautiful these wings look. Nicely charred, nice color on the outside. Butter is still melting, so that's almost ready too. I'm telling you, if you like garlic and parm wings, this is hands down the best recipe to make these. Nice little bowl of grilled wings. Not too bad. Yeah, this is almost ready. You don't want this... You don't want to cook this for too long, just long enough for the butter to melt, because if it cooks for too long, the fat's going to separate in the butter and it's going to break the sauce. All right, butter is melted, so I'm going to pour this directly into my mayo base. Make sure you get all the garlic, everything from the pan, and I'm just going to start mixing this up. You can smell the garlic, the parm. Oh yeah. And that, my friends, is the perfect garlic parm sauce. Nice and thick, smells absolutely amazing. All right, so the last thing to do is to just pour this right over the wings. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. I always like to save a little bit for dipping, and then just give these guys a toss. And that, my friends, is the perfect batch of garlic parm wings. I mean, they look so good. All right, let's plate them up. We are in the home stretch. I'm gonna finish these off with a little bit more fresh parm, and to make it healthy, a little parsley. I mean, that's a great looking plate of wings. Oh yeah. Can't forget a little bit more of the garlic parm sauce on the side. And there we are, grilled garlic parm wings, a little more sauce on the side. All that's left to do is to try this one out, and I already know it's going to be delicious. Oh yeah, you taste the garlic, the Parmesan, the sauce is nice and creamy. You actually taste a little bit of that Wagyu tallow. I mean, it's a very slight kind of a smoky, beefy flavor, but it actually works really well with the wings. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, if you like garlic and parm, You have to try this wing recipe because it is so good. Let's try one with a little bit of the, a little more of the garlic parm sauce. This is so good. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Oh yeah.